Hi. Hi, Phil.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are you? I'm sorry we had to meet this way, but
That's okay.
it's great. So hopefully, what happened is we actually were a little short of the 50 needed to be able to do
Oh,
live to get you joined in. I know it's
okay.
like my station's been around for like since 2015, and we're like 12 people short of that 50 mark.
Oh,
So
bugger.
bad. But I mean, obviously we're a radio station, but what we do is we do a video show once a week on Saturday nights, and that's where we do it originated from, was that YouTube channel. That's why it's the sound,
Oh,
you know, I'm WIRU-dB in Chicago. So that's the radio side of things. But at least
uh-huh.
if we can record this, we can get it up to YouTube. Whoa, I'm a little bit trying to figure out how to get myself in here at the right level. Anyway. So a lot of people are going to be looking for it there on the YouTube, but we'll just have to
Yeah.
tell that we had to go this route. And maybe all of a sudden what I was worried is that there was somebody. Oh, Jeff is here now.
That's
Oh,
my manager. Yeah. Can
yeah,
you let him in? He'd
that's
love to
great.
watch.
But
Great.
what the problem was, like I mentioned, hi Jeff, how are you?
How are you, Phil?
I am okay. We had little
I'll
tech.
take myself off.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
he just
okay.
wants to hear.
All right. So anyhow, I am very glad to have you here.
Thank you
I
for having
see
me.
so many wonderful things happening for you since how long have you been out in California now since you've moved from Australia? How long it's been now?
I've been out here a couple of years, but it's just flown by so quickly. I
Okay.
really love it out here. I love the sunny weather. I love the coast. I love the desert. It's a real beautiful place to live. It really is.
Okay. Because I notice a lot, you know, many country artists, they tend to veer toward Nashville these days
Yeah.
because of the recording and the Grand Ole Opry, everything like
Yeah.
that. And I'm trying to get myself into the picture here, but my chair only
Yeah.
goes up so high. It doesn't.
Okay.
There we go. Now we got it. Maybe I have to adjust the actual camera itself. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we got it.
Now I can see your whole face.
Good. Okay. So what we are is that we're normally a rock station, but we
Great.
welcome many artists like yourselves that cross over very easily, and we love
Yeah.
playing your music.
Thank
And
you.
especially that latest track that you just released.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell everybody about your current track that you have out there that just came out a couple of days ago?
Sure thing. Well, I want to firstly thank you for being one of my loyal radio stations that have played me, Phil, because I always see your name pop up on Twitter. And every time I release a single, you guys always pick it up really quickly. So thank you for that. I do notice. So it makes a big difference. And I've always loved rock music, even though I've crossed over to country and I've done my folk blues thing for a while, but I've gone back to rock again. And and it's nothing better than like rocking out on stage with a guitar and like, bringing those upbeat. I mean, my influences are from Peter Frampton to Led Zeppelin early on, and this rock and roll in my soul has elements of horns that we reference Chicago for sure as an influence when putting the production together for this track. And it's got that old school like 70s vibe, like heart in it, but it's got that modern, like the way I sing and the way I play guitar is quite modern. So it's got that modern twist to it, but it's still like kind of nostalgic. It takes you back to like those, I don't know how you feel when you listen to it, but that's what it reminds me of, like driving down a highway with the music blasting on a summer day, like on the back of a motorcycle or something. That's kind of what this song reminds me of.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. And I said I was very impressed by all the tracks that we play of yours over the last year or so. And one of the things that I like to do when I do interviews in this fashion is I basically cram everything I can about it. And one of the things that was like really impressive was your interview with was it WABC in New York a little while
Yeah.
ago?
Oh, you saw
And
that?
I watched that yesterday on your YouTube channel, and
Oh,
it's wonderful. And
thank you.
getting to know you from that perspective, that wow, you started the guitar at 8 years old, and
Yep.
wow, that is was that something that you were encouraged by others, or you just had a desire to just pick up a guitar, learn to play? Because being musically inclined at such a young age, I mean, look at the results. You're here, you're a professional musician now, and you have many fans, and it's just something, to really be not only proud of, but just the achievement in and of itself is just amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't something as a kid I ever thought. Um, I wouldn't say I was the most book smart out of all the people in my class, and I certainly wasn't the most coordinated. Um, so when I first picked up the guitar, coming from being a terrible dancer, I had two left feet, and then my other classmates or people that were in dance school with me were so talented at it. And I tried tap, I tried ballet, I tried jazz, I tried all of them. My mom obviously noticed that wasn't really my gifting. So I remember her saying, "Would you like to learn?" I did try piano for a little bit, but she said violin or guitar, and I'm like, "What guitar?" Because at the time I was a bit like, "I don't want to be Danielle. I just want to be Danny." I went through like a tomboy kind of stage, and I remember guitar was kind of like no girls were doing it. So that's it. Really was. I was destined to do it. It wasn't something I overthought. I just remember mum calling up this guy in the newspaper. Will you take her? She's only 8 years old. The guy said, "Well, nah, that's a bit young. Wait till her fingers get a bit bigger and a bit, wait a year or two, you know." But she said, "Oh, can you just give her one lesson and give her a shot?" And he did. And next is this history. He taught me on a classical nylon string. One thing led to another. I was learning electric by ear at my next guitar teacher, and I would say, obsessed with a guitar. I wouldn't leave my bedroom or my music room. I was just taking in song after song. I wanted to play like Hendrix. It just was all I thought about through my primary school years, through my high school years, was guitar. And singing was like kind of on the back burner, but the songwriting was kind of like songs were just coming out instantly from my first four chords. But I didn't know that it was going to be my profession or anything like that. I just knew that it was something that other people like started to notice, like Danny's a guitarist, Danny's a singer. And I found it just something that brought me out of my shell, and music to me was just all I wanted to research. It was so interesting to me as a child.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely something that gets children at that age very much brings their best in their personalities out.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I also saw when I was going through your wonderful page there on YouTube was your performance at age 14 for a concert. That was really something also. I thought that was
Oh,
very impressive, because it
thank
showed that
you.
maybe that was part of the little bit of the interview on WABC, but
Was
they
it? Oh,
had a little
yeah.
clip there. So,
I would
and
perform anywhere that would have me.
hey,
So
you got
I
to
probably
start,
had braces on or something. I don't know.
And now that you are a professional, and you have been for a number of years now, uh, who would you like to maybe one day collaborate with, or whether it's writing or whether it's doing a duet or some type of maybe small super group? Because like one of the also country crossover artists that we have, I don't know if you're familiar with Amelia Presley. She is Elvis Presley's niece, but she also
Really?
had a band, or still in a band, called I believe it's the Highway Sisters, and
Ooh.
we play their music plus Amelia's. And to me, that's sort of what got me to say, when I heard your music and everything like that, you'll fit just fine. When we do a weekly show called Girls Night Out, where we
Oh,
feature female lead singers, solo artists, girl groups, everything like that. And when I heard your songs, I just said, you're going to fit right in.
well,
So
she's come from a super talented family. I mean, Elvis is one of my biggest influences, and I haven't heard of her. Well, I'm going to have to check out her music
yeah,
because,
please check her out. And I make sure
I
if
mean,
I
wow.
get in touch with her, that it makes sure she checks out your music as well, if she hasn't already.
Yes, please. Oh, goodness. Well, you know, I can't wait to check her music out because she's definitely obviously got it in her blood.
Definitely, yeah. They say it runs in the family, right?
Yeah.
But one of the other things that caught my eye was your previous single to your current one, where you did a duet with
Mhm.
William Lee Golden of the Oak Ridge Boys, and that
That's
must have
right.
been some amazing recording sessions there, even in the takes and everything like that. That must have been
Yeah,
really
when you
impressive.
said like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Wow. So
Oh, the William Lee Golden. Yeah, when you
yeah,
said that,
yeah.
like some of the duets or people I want to record with, I've been able to work with some really amazing people that are even just in my team. So I've been lucky to work with some incredible people in the business. And William, which was introduced through my manager and one of his best friends from the William from the Oak Ridge Boys, was a pleasure to work with. And I've been out there on numerous trips and even got to be part of their Elvira music video with Kid Rock and Big and Rich and a couple of other superstars in the cast. And that was a great song to co-produce and be part of the composition of that. And yeah, it's out now. It's called "I Got My Heart on You," and it's his first song he wrote at 85 years old. And for those that know the Oak Ridge Boys, William is the one with the beard, and you know, a real country legend. And he has taken me backstage at the Opry, and they just won Gospel Group of the Year at the Josie Music Awards last weekend. So yeah, I have been able to blessed to work with some very amazing people in the industry, and I don't really have a wish list at the moment. We're just kind of like doing our thing, and I feel like I already work with such great people already. So I'm blessed with what I have, and we'll see what the future holds.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Well, let's see here. We've got a couple like basic questions here.
yeah.
Are you planning a tour of any kind up in the upcoming months or weeks or?
Yeah, I have over 30 shows and plenty more coming over this season, fall and winter, throughout California desert and throughout California. So I'm going to be a busy bee doing all of those shows that all my bookings coming up. And for the summertime, I don't know where I'm going to end up. I may like head to the ocean or play some shows out in Texas, or depending on where the invites come from. So I'm keeping all options open because you never know what the future holds. I may be doing some shows in the desert too. So we'll see.
That sounds fantastic. And one of the other things that I always wonder about musicians, that when they get to a certain stage, what was the trigger or so that got you to just outright rock and roll this time for this particular single that you did? Because I know you were saying you were starting rock, you like the Zeppelin, you
Yeah.
said, and all
Yeah.
these other rock and rollers, Peter Frampton,
Huh?
that I said that it has to be something where it's sort of going outside the box or outside the
Yeah.
comfort zone, to just say, well, I'm going to have a good chance to appeal to a larger audience
Yeah.
and also get many new fans this way. Because let's say, as far as the people on our station, they just know you as Danny, who's on, one of these indie artists that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
playing various different styles of music.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like, you know, when you get stuck in a rut and you're like, you're playing ballads or nothing wrong with that. You're playing the acoustic guitar, but I've got this other side to me that wasn't really being presented. People didn't know this about me. They thought I was a girl on the acoustic guitar with blonde hair. And it's like, no, I like to rock out. I like to take this to another level with horns and brass section and like Chicago, but I'm a blonde with the, you know, the guitar, and I want to rock out. Like, you know, I grew up with this Stevie Ray Vaughan and Clapton, and but you know, sometimes I have a drummer and bass player on stage, and sometimes I have to loop myself and play all the layers. But like with the production of this track, which people hear on your show, like it was just combining the horns with the drums and the guitars. It was like just a different version of what I already have out there. Kind of, there's even some cowbell in there. And it's just fun to rock out. I mean, people just want to get up and dance. And sometimes, like, I'm doing so many ballads and folky stuff that I was like, you know what? We need to change this up. And me and my team had this discussion. Like, we came back from Nashville, and I could have easily done another country record. But no, we switched it up. And I mean, I personally love listening to rock music. I mean, it's just those riffs, those hooks. You know, that John Mellencamp, I would call him rock Americana. And that's what I enjoy listening to. So I wanted to make something that I enjoy listening to. And this is a fun track to play live, especially.
It's funny that you just mentioned John Mellencamp, because that was what he was going through my head in the moment right before
Really?
you mentioned that. Yeah, because he's done a lot of live shows over the years with Farm Aid every year
Yes.
with Neil
Yeah.
Young, and
Uh-huh.
also his album, I think was it the Lonesome Jubilee. That one, it was almost country and everything with violins and with
Oh yeah.
accordion and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yes,
And
I saw that.
so
Yeah.
I was thinking, you know, that one of these days, I don't know, are you familiar with the Crossroads show on CMT, where they have a rock artist and a
Hmm.
country artist sort of
I haven't seen
duet or
that.
do each other's songs? I don't know if they're still doing it, but it was around a few years ago. And
Okay.
I was going to say that if they ever are still doing that, they should invite you and John Mellencamp
Ooh.
on, and that would be
Oh, wow.
something that would be very, very entertaining.
Yeah, okay, now that you mentioned who would you like to do a duet with, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be what I'd wanna do with John Mellencamp. Yeah. Like
Hmm.
Jack and Diane, or like, yeah, I love how he has the fiddle and the accordion. I did see the Farm Aid version, and he had the backing singers, and then they turned into dance, kind of danced with him. It was, like, so fun. Yeah, I love it. That would be a cool collab. Absolutely. Him and Bruce
Definitely.
Springsteen. Him and Bruce
Yeah. Well,
Springsteen.
Bruce, that's the amazing thing, is because every so many years he goes and I don't know if you listen to the Western Stars album from, I think it was maybe a 2015, 2016, where he basically took like a more Western style approach and instrumentation, where it wasn't typical E Street Band, you know, just a
Okay.
few of the members each time like that. And he's also done other albums like songs like Devils and Dust and things like that, where it was just him and an acoustic guitar. Way back in the 80s, Atlantic City, where it's all acoustic.
Ooh,
So
okay.
definitely I would think that would be an also very interesting collaboration, to say the least.
Ah, yeah,
So
absolutely. Two great artists. Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? I mean, you sticking with the rock and roll for now, or are you going to keep varying things up and keeping it just fresh and full of surprises, huh?
Well, yeah, it's more full of surprises because we're dropping singles of this Danny's Diamonds, and every song, there may be elements of rock, there may be elements of different styles, but fundamentally, like, I have got, like, when you hear my voice, you will know it's me, but like the instrumentation on every song is kind of like different. So every
Sure.
single is uniquely its own song. So I don't know what the next single is going to be after this one, but this one drops on November 6th on my birthday, and
Oh, well,
there's
let's shoot
plenty more
happy
rock hits on that
happy,
track.
early happy birthday.
Thank
Obviously, we'll have
you.
to make sure that we do that. and stuff. And everybody here who's watching, you know, obviously was going to wish you happy birthday, but, you know, 2 days. Wow, that's great. So
Yeah, in 2
you have
days'
a
time.
big celebration or a small little intimate, more personal little
Yeah.
birthday celebration?
Might be like a low key this year. I'm just got to make sure that the record's out there and everything's going well that day. So that would be a party. But yeah, just there's a lot more rockers on this album, so it'll be very. I'm excited for people to hear this music video and check it out on YouTube because it was real fun playing it live. Yeah, it was a good time out there in New Kuiper.
Sounds amazing. So what we like to say is that we would hope that you will be a frequent guest, or at least throughout the course of the next few months or so, drop by when you have the great feeling just to say, hey, I want to share some new ideas with the audience, new songs coming out, anything like that. And
Well, thank you
maybe
for
one
the
of these
support,
days on
Phil.
the radio side, we should just, because you like to play rock and roll, have you guest DJ for an hour or so where you pick your own
Ooh,
set list and we hand over the station over to you for an hour. We've done that before with some
oh,
various other people, including supermodel Kathy Ireland has done that. A few rock and roll musicians like Elliot Lewis from Live from Daryl's House, Bernie
wow,
Chevalier from Michael McDonald's band, and a few others. And we always have a open mic for you should we make
wow.
arrangements at some point and make sure that we get you on sometime, because we like to do that. We like every occasionally on a Monday night, and it is a Monday night, and not now, of
Ooh.
course, because we wouldn't have you situated and everything lined up. But you know, when you're ready for something to do that and you want to say, hey, Phil, I want to play some Zeppelin, Peter Frampton, and a couple other artists. Wow. See, they're calling in already, but joking, that's just in the studio. I'm sure somebody
Well,
will
come
get it
in for a
ready.
song
Yeah.
request.
Hello. So we definitely want to invite you on. And
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. That sounds it's a
yeah,
beautiful
so I
invitation.
guess the studio, boy, that's really noisy. They're not screening the calls here. So okay, so any interruption is a positive interruption, right? You have to go in ad lib
Exactly.
with it. So we would like to thank you once again for being
Thank
with
you.
us tonight, and we'll make sure that this intimate interview gets up to those people that are probably wondering what the heck happened on the YouTube side of things, and we'll make sure we share it out to all social media and get it out there. So I
Thank you,
thank
Phil.
you for being on. It is a pleasure talking to you, and definitely keep us posted with your newest releases. Make sure we get your stuff on the air, and we are very happy to play your music and happy to give you an open invitation to become a guest DJ on WIRU-dB.
And
So
where are you guys located? What city? Are you in Chicago? Is
we
that
are in
right?
Chicago proper,
Got it.
broadcasting from the far north side in the neighborhood of West Ridge, also known to many in the old days as West Rogers Park.
Oh,
But
wow.
we're in this nice little studio here and everything like that, because as a matter of fact, sometimes people will say, do you do this out of your house? And I have to say, sort of, but it's a nice convenience because, you know, I just have to open the door. Look, I'm at work, right? You know, so anyway, that's an easy
Well,
thing to
thank
do.
you, Phil. I appreciate you guys having me on, and thank you to all your listeners as well for listening to my music.
Oh, we're very happy to play your music. You fit I would say, the model citizen / artist that we also play, because everybody plays classic rock. That indie
Yeah.
artists like yourself need the exposure and get it from very many sources, whether it's mainstream radio, internet radio like us, video here like our video channel, and many other forms, whether it's playing live and just in front of people, maybe at a central bus station, to a
Yeah.
club, all the way
Geez.
to an arena. You know, it
Uh-huh.
varies, but every
Fantastic.
audience seems to have its proper place. So,
Absolutely. Well, hello to everybody in Chicago and everybody listening elsewhere.
and everybody, let's thank Danny for coming on again. And finally, you know, remember to wish her happy birthday 2 days from now. So if you are a follower of hers on social media, make sure you send a birthday poem, birthday cake, video, something just to say happy birthday, Danni.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we will let you get on to your many, many busy tasks for this evening and look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you, Phil. Have a great rest of your evening.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.